I sit in my ride, thinking about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose, thinking about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I sit in my ride.
Number 2, second win of the season as well. Pacey Wygent rolling off turn 4. Pacey Wygent, third career Di9 Designs NAOR Series win. A little bit swirly there. He's going to be all right. Ryder moving to the outside. Andrew Chapman coming. They're wrecking in the back. Hard hit for a couple of these drivers. Enriquez moves in front of Chapman. It's going to be a drag race to the line there. 3 wide. Make that almost 4 wide. Chapman fights it. It's going to be Andrew Chapman with the win here at Talladega. Live here from Nashville Fairgrounds. This is the Di9 Designs NAOR Series here on JCTV. We've got less than a minute until qualifying begins. Currently, Jonathan Parker, Braden Holt, Cole Snyder are your top 3 in practice. I'm Josh Coppernoll. I'm joined in the booth by Jonathan Canfield. Jonathan, I'm going to ask you 2 things. First of all, how are you doing? And second, who is your pick to take this race win tonight?
Good evening, Josh. I'm doing well. Hope everyone enjoyed their Friday. For all y'all tuning in, hopefully you're enjoying your weekend. Kicking it off right here with the Di9 NAOR Series. And, I mean, you leave him out there. I think there's no question who I want to pick here tonight. The guy that's been on a tear, the guy that's going for the JCTV Triple Crown. The man himself, Jonathan Parker, you got to go with him anywhere you go, and I can't not take him here tonight.
You know, that is a really good pick. I mean, you know, kind of the obvious pick in a way, but the guy I'm looking at, you know, I actually didn't even want to pick Jonathan Parker. Even if you had left him open, I didn't even want to pick Jonathan Parker. My pick already has a win this season. He won at another short track, that being Iowa. I think Pacey Wygent, he knows how to get it done at the short tracks. He's going to get it done tonight. So practice is finished. We go to qualifying, and nobody is on track. In fact, Noah Blackwell, he's the only one that has actually gotten on his car, and he's still sitting there. And now we have some movement. It is the 06 of Michael Morgan. First car out. Currently, track temp is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. 64 degrees is the ambient temp. And it's a really cool track. So I don't think you can get much cooler than what you got right now. So, green flag for Michael Morgan. Off turn.
See the
4.
Juicy Spider gaming emblems all over the sides and the hood of this car and on the bumper. Be a good time to mention while we're watching Michael Morgan put down his first lap. A lot of the graphics that we use here over at JCTV for this league in particular, made by Juicy Spider Gaming, as Michael Morgan comes off turn 4 for his second lap.
P4.
Looks like he did improve, though. Second lap was faster.
Yeah, second lap was a 19.12. Bill Blackwell currently sitting P2. Nikapiak is P1. Kyle Tubb. Did not get a first lap down. So yeah, as you were talking about, Juicy Spider is... Oh, Kyle Tubbs going to go around. But Juicy Spider is Michael Morgan and Nick Kapiak. Ryan Lorenzo running 42 paint scheme, but in sim, number 77. He's the only one on track right now for making lap times. Lorenzo P3. So Braden Holt, he's sitting P2. He's still going. He's just making some practice laps. And Braden Holt's the only driver on track right now. And now Zachary Meredith is going to roll out there. So, one thing that, we talk about, we talked about very early in the season, is that some of the new rule changes, drivers cannot run sponsorships that aren't sponsors, real sponsors to them. Tonight you're going to see a whole different set of circumstances, kind of like last week at Talladega. It was actually a favorite sports team. A lot of drivers were running sports team paint schemes. Tonight, it's throwback night. So you're going to see a lot of throwback paint schemes, and so the rules are more lenient tonight as far as what you can run. Zachary Meredith going to have to settle with a P4 so far, as he crashed on his second lap. Pacey Wygent going out there. My pick to win, as mentioned.
See him going with a little bit of a different scheme this week. Still has the Sophia the Fierce emblem on the side of the car, and he'll have that the rest of the season, I imagine, even after the tragic news with Sophia passing away. But I definitely like the change up here. It looks like a throwback scheme just with his sponsorships still on the car.
Pacey Wygent so far sitting P2 and gonna lose it in 3 and 4. That seems like the story of the night so far.
Something we haven't really talked about, Nashville Fairgrounds, very old surface, a lot of bumps. You see the cars bouncing around, even on the straightaways and down in the corners even. Just very, very bumpy and uneven, but also the banking too. Track this small normally would not have a ton of banking outside of maybe even, I think you could say Bristol is probably the next track I could think of that's this short and has this much banking in the corners, but Bristol is a monster compared to this track in terms of the banking. So it's kind of the middle ground between the flat tracks and Bristol. but that banking combined with the bumps is enough to upset the cars, and we're going to see some drivers struggle with that here tonight.
You got me curious here. Usually I do a lot of homework before races, and if I don't know something about a track, I make sure to have that information. And I'm curious to know what that banking is. 18-degree banking here. And so to put that into perspective, because I know this off the top of my head, it's the same amount of banking that you see at Michigan International Speedway in the corners, as MIS has 18 degrees banking. And as you mentioned about, Bristol is actually a progressive banking, 24 to 28 degrees. So, yeah, a lot less banking, as you said here. Just
Yeah,
under.
but
Go ahead.
go ahead. Like I was saying, though, I mean, most short tracks like this, you don't see a ton of banking like this. Even other short tracks we go to with this league, we've been to Loudon, Martinsville, and those are all flat tracks. And I mean, this is something a little different, something that's like I said, older surface, but has a pretty impressive amount of banking to it, so it's gonna show some difficulties. Right now it looks like Jonathan Parker's gonna jump to the top of the board.
Yeah, Jonathan Parker has taken over that top position. And Jose Ruiz coming off turn 4, trying to see if he can do the same. Currently P14, P9 for Ruiz. And a minute and a half left. Nobody's on track.
I noticed so far out of our guys that haven't qualified, Donald Kite and Jimmy Mensch. Only 2 yet to take time out here.
Yeah, of course, Kyle Tubb did try. Had issues in his qualifying time. So Kite and Mensch, they have a chance. But I don't think they're going to take it. So a little bit of history. The track was repaved between the 1995 and 1996 seasons. So this track surface is older than both of us that they're running on tonight.
Yeah, but good to know that at the time that they repaved it, this is not the original surface. I'd be curious to see how much character the original surface would have if we were still on it.
Character would be quite the word to use there. But qualifying is complete. We'll go ahead and look at our starting grid for this race. And starting on pole is Jonathan Parker, who has pretty much dominated the season so far, claiming all but 2 wins. Nick Hapiak will start P2. Pacey Wygett, my pick to win, will start 3rd. Cole Snyder in 4th. Braden Holt will start in 5th.
Starting alongside Braden Holt in that 6th position is going to be, I believe that's Brian Lorenzo coming out from the SAC Coast to Coast Series to run with the NAOR Series. then Nathan Lehman and Zachary Meredith make up row 4. Row 5 is going to be made up by Jose Ruiz and Andrew Chapman. Row 6 is going to be Noah Blackwell with Justin Quimby to his outside. Then Josh Arnold is going to be in row 7 with Michael Morgan to his outside. Kyle Tubb, who we've seen have issues during qualifying, is going to be starting in row 8 alongside of Donnie Kite, and Jimmy Mensch rounds out your field here tonight.
So that is our starting grid for tonight's race. Field is still on pit road, as they are just waiting for the pace car to start rolling. So, for you guys watching at home, who's your picks to win? You heard mine. You heard John's. John, of course, went with Jonathan Parker. I went with Pacey Wygent. Who do you guys have?
And while we're at it, since it is throwback night, throw out your favorite schemes. You see a lot of them out there. I see at least 2 Mark Martin throwbacks between, I believe that was Nick Hapiak, and there was one more in there starting towards the back. It might have been Donnie Kite. Looked like a Mark Martin throwback. But definitely take a look at the scheme, see who you like, and let us know who you think has the best scheme here tonight for a throwback night.
And from our stat guy who is not with us tonight, Adam Coon, this is the second oldest continuously active racetrack in the United States since 1903. And the first ever race here was a horse carriage race on June 11th, 1904.
That is, Adam, I don't know what to make of those stats, but thank you.
Pace car worked its way into the safety of pit road. Jonathan Parker gonna lead us to the green here. And it's waving. Green flag is out. 300 laps here. Oh, and Jonathan Parker's going to lose it. He's going to hit the wall, and already chaos. We are under caution. Cole Snyder involved. That's the 94 of Jimmy Mensch also involved. And I think there was one other driver. And actually now the caution is thrown, as the cautions here are by admin.
Wow.
Wow, you don't see a lot of mistakes out of Jonathan Parker.
That was a big one. And not getting the result he needed last week either. We talk about how dominant he's been and really proving it again here tonight by putting it on pole, but just a mistake going into turn 1 there.
So the other car involved was Brian Lorenzo in the 42 in
42 on the doors, 77 in
what a save!
Wow.
There is a look at that 92 machine driven by Jonathan Parker.
But as I was trying to get to earlier, Josh, we talk about how dominant he's been, but a couple of bad runs can pull somebody back into this points championship. You can pull a Pacey Wygent, who we've seen snag a win. It can pull a Nick Hapiak, who seems to be very consistent at most any track we go to, back into the fight. Any of these guys that have been consistent or have wins this season, they want to see that 92 have those problems as much as possible. And 2 back-to-back like this, it's going to hurt his points if he can't find a way to recover in this race.
I actually want to find out where this was at. So, if you guys don't know, Adam and I do a podcast called Fast Lane. It's here on JCTV. It's a JCTV podcast. He actually... I didn't even think to use it, and I'm going to start using these graphics more often. But the point situation right now is... it's not it. But Casey Wajda is the points leader. We are actually coming back to green, so I will get back to the racing for now, but green flag is back out. Pacey Wygen with a good jump there. And I think just taking it easy. Stick Capiak's right there.
Looks like the field mostly starting to single file out right now. Looks like the first side-by-side action is going to be back there by Braden Holt, and that looks like that's going to be Noah Blackwell to his outside. Capiak trying to work the top a little bit. See if he can build any momentum. Like he will. He's gonna get to the door of the 00. We'll see if that forces Pacey to push the for lack of a better term, push the pace a little bit.
And yeah, and Capiak is gonna take that race lead away. Good old Mark Martin out there running P1. Oh, we've got Nathan Lehman, I believe.
That was Nathan Lehman. Looks like he drifted up towards the wall. Not sure if he made contact, but definitely drifted way out there.
Oh, I think there was contact there between Lehman and Arnold. I think Lehman just...
Oh, one of them spinning in the background. Not sure who that was. That looked like it might have been Lorenzo again.
Lorenzo is off pace.
Doesn't appear to have any damage, but definitely he was the car that was spinning on the front straightaway.
Zay Ruiz holding on to P4. Noah Blackwell right behind Ruiz. Blackwell going to take a look inside, but not quite there yet. Meanwhile, Lehman still running the high side, just really struggling, but looks like Zachary Meredith's going to pull over. Back up to the battle for fourth. Noah Blackwell looking to the outside of Ruiz. Ruiz with better exit. So Blackwell gonna tuck back into line for now. Looking once again, still just not able to. Zachary Meredith, Justin Quimby, side by side. Quimby washes a little wide. Meredith, he's going to lock it up, come to a dead stop on the bottom. Great job not hitting that inside wall. And no caution is thrown. We stay green. Meredith gets going cleanly. Great job by Meredith there. Despite the fact that he did lose a lot of time, he was able to keep his car in one piece. And we are going to have a caution as there is a wreck on the front stretch. It is a 16 Kyle Tubb. He has no front clip, and I believe Michael Morgan also involved in this incident. Oh, Michael Morgan spun, lost control. Kyle Tubb got into Michael Morgan. Morgan rolls down the track into the inside wall. Kyle Tubb doing everything he can to avoid that. Just wasn't enough. So, the points update that I was talking about. So, Jonathan Parker with 4 wins. Since P2 in points entering tonight, Pacey Wygant has the points lead, 239 points. Parker 218, Josh Arnold 205, Nick Kapiak 200, and Hunter Pietzsch 199. That is the top 5. So, to think about it, Pacey Wygant has an average finish of 5th. Jonathan Parker an average finish of 9th. The 2 races that Jonathan Parker did not win, Iowa and Talladega, his finishes were not strong at all. They actually is what has put him in the hole, or in the deficit that he is. And tonight, the way that it's looking, it's going to be another rough go for him. And this could open up the door for somebody else to get a win. Or Pacey Wygant to get a second win. Last week's winner, Andrew Chapman, is not here. So right now, the only other driver in the field that has won the season is Pacey Wygant. Of course, that win coming at Iowa. And so while we are under caution, it looks like they're going to come to the Di9 Designs choose cone rule. As they are, lights on the pace car are off. Pacey Wygant takes the inside, Ruiz outside, Blackwell outside, Josh Arnold on the inside. I do want to quickly mention we'll get to that in a little bit, actually. As the pace car is going to pull into the safety of pit road, we're getting ready to go back green. Green flag is waving. A little bit of a bobble there from Josh Arnold, 22 machine. He's going to lose maybe a couple spots here if he can't hold on. He's got just
jumping to the outside.
Yeah. And now Quimby's going to fall back, be battling with Lehman. Oh! That's Meredith getting loose.
See a lot of drivers struggling with the handling early on at this track, especially trying to push the limits here. Some of them getting sucked into that outside wall.
I'm trying to think, like, if there's a track I would compare the surface to, what would it be? But in all reality, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of experience on this track. I think the only reason I have Nashville Fairgrounds on iRacing is even for broadcasting purposes only, anyway. But, you know, just watching them slide all over the, you know, power that they're putting to these cars, it is like, you know, obviously short track racing. You see that a lot with the short tracks, is you can get on the throttle too soon. Otherwise, the rear end will kick out. But it seems like it's happening a whole lot more tonight, and it is because of the older surface.
I'd compare it to, like, if I had to compare it to something, it's short track version of Old Atlanta.
You know, I was honestly thinking that.
Or even a track like Iowa, too. Iowa's a very rough surface, and you could almost throw it under short track category.
Battle for second. Braden Holt. Noah Blackwell.
Like Holt's going to get the better of that battle right now. Looking behind them, though, between Arnold, Lorenzo, and I think that's Happyack. Kind of just bunched up right there.
Lorenzo is going to look underneath Josh Arnold. Lorenzo going to take the position away. And Happyack looking to do the same.
You seen it right there. Happyack hit those bumps down there in turn one right by the apron, and it washed his car up just a little bit. He wasn't able to get back to the throttle. That's what's allowing Arnold to hold on the outside.
Meanwhile, battle for the race lead. Braden Holt is looking underneath Pacey Wygen. Wygen will leave that bottom lane open. Holt going to go around, take the race lead away. And I've been watching lap times. Holt's been consistently faster, but he did pit under the last caution, so he has the fresher tires.
And you've got to beg the question, how much is that 54 pushing right now? Because of this being an old surface, tire wear is going to play a bigger factor. And if you push too much early on, you're going to lose that tire advantage.
100%. You're looking at 20 laps of a difference right now in tire. Braden Holt, 18 laps. Pacey Wygen, 38 laps. Lorenzo looking underneath Pacey Wygen for that second position. Lorenzo going to get on by. And Happyack is looking to get underneath Noah Blackwell. Try to join those guys up there with the fresher tires.
And Josh, I'm wondering, where did Josh Arnold go? Because he was just here with the 6 and the 69 a couple laps ago. Now look at him. He's all the way back here behind Jose Ruiz. So that 22 is struggling right now.
You know, Arnold did come down pit road, but I'm wondering if it was for damage only and that he doesn't have like a tire advantage. So right now he's, you know, falling back to where other drivers that are on the same set of tires are as him. So right now, the caution that came out while you were away, Braden Holt, Brian Lorenzo, Nick Happyack, it looks like Jimmy Mensch and Cole Snyder all came down pit road. I'm going to say the only 3 that actually took tires are Holt, Lorenzo, and Happyack.
You got to wonder, how far can they go on a set of tires at this track? Like we mentioned, I mean, Josh, you and I both really don't have experience on this track. We just know about the tire model and old surfaces, but we realistically don't know how far you can push a set of tires. Or really, I don't know if you were given any pit notes if we know how far they can push fuel either.
Don't see any notes on that. It is 90% fuel, so almost a full fuel tank, but still shorter than full, of course. So, little update. Brian Lorenzo running faster lap times than Braden Holt, closing in on a race leader. While that's happening, Casey Wygett, Noah Blackwell, they continue to battle. These guys, same strategy.
It is worth mentioning, though, our driver in P2 right now, no stranger to leading laps, and even, I can't remember off the top of my head without going back and looking at it, but I believe Lorenzo has won a race broadcasted here on JCTV with the Coast to Coast series that we do on Thursdays. I mean, this is a driver that is no slouch. Surprised to see him come over to the Di9 NAOR Series and race a race with them here tonight, but definitely a driver showing that not just the car that he runs in on Thursdays, but any car you put him in, he's going to be fast in.
Yeah, it's cool to see Lorenzo here tonight, and he's been in the Discord for a total of 1 day in the Di9 Designs NAOR Series. So these guys got up to that 0.6 up. Michael Morgan could put him a lap down. And what's interesting to me is the fact that this field, it's spread out, but with chunks. So you've got a group of drivers, and then a gap, and then a group of drivers, and then a gap, and then another group of drivers. So the next time that these guys could potentially catch a lap car, it's not just going to be one, it's going to be multiple lapped vehicles.
It kind of makes me think about like a duel that you're getting ready to see happen here on your screen. If these guys do catch another group of cars, Josh, you know my roots are pretty much set up in dirt racing, so I go to that all the time. Dirt racing is one of those types of racing where you catch lap traffic whether you want to or not, and you got to learn to manage it. So I think we're getting ready to see who's going to manage it better between these two drivers, as right now it looks like Lorenzo might have the speed advantage, but even if he gets by Braden Holt here, that doesn't mean Braden Holt's going to go away, because if Lorenzo or Holt get stuck in that lap traffic, that can be the equalizer on who leads this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's just a couple laps ago, it was like they were coming out of the corner, lap traffic was entering the next corner, and now it's shortened a little bit. So Lorenzo had a little bit of a moment there coming off turn 4, but still not enough to affect him to a big difference.
So like I said, I think Lorenzo's got the speed advantage, but I don't, with the way they're both running the same line, It's going to be tough for him to have to move his line around a little bit and figure out how to get past this 54. It's not going to be easy. Braden Holt right now is just doing what he has to do. He's not making a single mistake up front leading this race. He is running his line, hitting his marks perfectly, and not... I imagine he's not even looking out of his mirror to see if Lorenzo's there.
He's built a little bit of a gap back up on Lorenzo. Lorenzo is once again reeling him in. Like Zachary Meredith coming down pit road. Now that was one of the lap cars that was actually in that group that I was talking about. So that gets rid of one driver up involved with the group ahead. Right now, I mean, it is 4 drivers: Justin Quibby, Cole Snyder, Kyle Tubb, and Jimmy Mensch. And Quimby got loose there. Cole Snyder going to go around the outside, as well as Kyle Tubb. It's Tubb already a lap down. You see in the background that bright green car. That is your race leader, Braden Holt. So we are 67 laps in the books, 233 to go. Your top 5: Braden Holt, Brian Lorenzo, Nick Capiak, Casey Wygett, and Noah Blackwell. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. But you won't miss a thing, so we are going to be JCTV side by side.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from JCTV. Here at JCTV, we currently broadcast 3 series. On Tuesdays, you'll catch the Slide Job Racing League featuring drivers such as Dalton Kilroe, Dane Cruz, and Jonathan Parker.
And real quick, we are 3 wide for the race lead. Hawkins, Wygett, Capiak, they went 4 wide for a moment with a lap car.
On Fridays, you'll see the NAOR Series featuring Nick Capiak, Chris Wright, and Josh Arnold. As that happens, here comes the 5 through the middle right now. He's going to force the issue and take it
4 wide! 4 wide!
God!
What a move by Justin Durand to go to the race lead!
On Saturdays, you can find the In the Pit News Truck Series featuring Justin Durand, Zach Probst, and Ethan Fonseca Moreno. To book JCTV for your own league, please visit us at jctvracing.com and contact us for your booking. Remember, race fans, you can always watch racing live or anytime over at JCTV's YouTube channel. Yeah, exactly, right there with you, Josh. Where did this 6 car come from? He was just back there battling for, I believe it was probably 7th or 8th position, and now he's up here battling for the lead. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Oh man, this is tight. advantage over Meredith and Parker.
This time, it's going to be a drag race. Wow! They touch! Craven got him! It's over. Cinderella Fane is going to win the Daytona 500. Back to the line. Dark crash. Here they come. Checkered flag. Harvick. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500.
He's going to pull that low. He's going to clear low. And I think it's going to do it. Andrew Chapman is leading the race, coming to 3 and 4 for the final time. How about that to open the season? Andrew Chapman's going to win it here at Atlanta.
And it is going to be career win number 3, Kyle Tubbs.
For the lead, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Oh man, this is tight. And appears that green flag pit stops have started. I've noticed a couple of drivers have come down, but none of our front runners have so far. Braden Holt still running out there in P1. Brian Lorenzo, P2. Nick Capiak, P3. Pacey Wygen, still P4. And Jose Ruiz is P5. Mensch came down pit road and try and get one of his laps back from Braden Holt. So right now Jimmy Mensch will be 2 down.
Pace being set right now. There's really not many cars left on the lead lap.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about it? Is we'll show where 5th place is. Right here, Jose Ruiz. So there is the start-finish line there. And coming off turn 4, and now on the front stretch. Start-finish line, that's Braden Holt.
We can't exactly use the term that Kyle Larson used at the All-Star race, but Braden Holt's setting out on a mission to try and replicate the kind of performance that Kyle Larson said he had at the NASCAR All-Star race.
Clean it up a bit. Good old-fashioned butt whipping. So I've got more stats for you. This is actually crazy to me. So Darrell Waltrip has most wins at the Fairgrounds. 8 of them coming in the Winston Cup. The Cup Series, what we now know as the NASCAR Cup Series. But just Canfield, take a random guess at how many wins you actually think he has in just his entire career of racing at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And it will include the 8 that he did win in the Cup Series.
So, 8 times in the Cup Series. Tells me he knows the track really well, which means he probably raced here a lot because he probably lived near here. I'm going to say he's somewhere in the hundreds.
That is actually way too high.
Yeah, you take a stab at it. I mean, it's... is he in the... We'll go with the 50 and below. Is it in the 50 and below category?
I'll go ahead and tell you, 67.
Yeah, so I wasn't that far off.
67 wins at this track alone. Most of them were in the weekly series, which is where he begun racing. Back then, the track had 35 degrees of banking. The track got way too fast in the 1970s. Nick Hapiak has gotten around Brian Lorenzo for the second position. And Macy Wygen going to get around Brian Lorenzo for the third position. So, the one thing that tells me is Wygen, who did not come down pit road, Brian Lorenzo, who did come down pit road, Wygen, he's been doing a great job at saving his tires.
I mentioned it earlier that tire wear was going to be key, and how much you took care of them or how much you pushed was going to determine what kind of race you're having. And it looks like Lorenzo's still off pace in the background. Maybe he's going to pull it to pit road here?
He does. Lorenzo coming down pit road. Here's a battle we got going on. Cole Snyder, Josh Arnold. This is for P6. And I'll tell you, I love that paint scheme. That throwback paint scheme that Cole Snyder's running is fierce. Josh Arnold is going to bring it down pit road. This throwback scheme, Cole Snyder, of course, going back to the All-Star race that Jeff Gordon did a good old-fashioned butt whipping. The car that Ray Evernham made it so good that NASCAR said they could never bring it back to another race, even though there's nothing illegal about that car. This is Josh Arnold gonna complete his pit stop and get off pit road. top 8 have yet to pit. And top 5 are all on the lead lap. Capiak, not that far ahead of Pacey Wygen. Capiak, another one of those drivers that did come down pit road under that last caution we had.
It's crazy to think about, Josh. Top 5 on the lead lap right now, and we haven't even reached halfway in this race yet.
Yeah, there's still 192 laps to go.
I think it's worth mentioning the rule changes that have gone in place, and it applies to lap car criteria / pace speed, kind of. I don't have the rule book right in front of me to know what applies to this track, but Josh, maybe you would have it handy for the lap down car criteria.
Yes, so they actually just updated it by 2 laps, so it is now you get parked at 9 laps down. So if you go 9 or more laps down, they're going to ask you to park it.
Which I think could be possible for some of these guys that are 2 and 3 laps down now as they run, even with these top 5 still needing to pit, or top 8 I believe it was you said, but those guys that are outside the top 5 that haven't pit yet, they are in a lot of trouble when it comes to that lap down criteria.
No Blackwell going to come down pit road. Michael Morgan, he is 5 laps down right now as things stand. Justin Quimby, he's got a couple drivers in front of him that he is racing for position, and Quimby just came down pit road a couple laps ago. Go Blackwell. He is one of the drivers. He's racing for position. As well as Kyle Tubb. And looks like they're both going to get by Tubb. Now they're going to try to get one of their laps back. Great hole right there in front of them.
Of course, Kyle Tubb trying to race out here without a front clip on the front of that car right now. Aero damage not really going to be a factor, but you got to wonder if there's any kind of engine damage or even water or oil. I'm going to say leaking with quotation marks around it, because iRacing will simulate a leak of some kind where your engine temperature or your oil temperature will actually rise in the car and end up blowing the engine.
I also want to state that your engine temps and oil temps don't even have to rise up, and you can still blow an engine. That's actually what happened to me at Watkins Glen last week in the Blazers Sim Racing Series. I had nothing, and then it just randomly blew right in front of the leader at the time, which was quite a scary moment, and I'm glad that it didn't affect anybody's race but mine, if it had to affect anybody's race. So going back to the battle for second, Pacey Wygen is closing in once again on Nick Kapiak. And you know the crazy thing about this is they're closing in on Braden Holt. I think what really blows my mind about this the most, John, is that Pacey Wygen, who still has yet to come down pit road, is running faster lap times than the race leader. Who blew
Correct me if I'm
past
wrong,
him.
Josh. He's been out here for all of the 124 laps, not even taking one fuel cycle or set of tires.
Unless my telemetry is lying to me. And here's what's weird. He's still staying out. Kapiak and Holt, they just came down pit road.
AC Wygen knows something that we don't. I'm just not sure, Josh. Again, we talked about it earlier. We don't know how long these drivers can go on a set of tires or a tank of fuel. We know it's 90% fuel, and we know, I believe they have what, probably 4 or 5 sets in the pit. But so far, Pacey Wygen kind of putting it to him and saying, I don't need that set of tires.
I'm gonna assume here that Pacey Wygen's car was built by the Wood Brothers, and that they found a way to make the gas line a little bit lower and longer, and I'm gonna guess that not only that, but Harry put some special tires on that car.
Pacey Wygen isn't running Goodyear, he's running Hoosier.
I sit here and I say a lot that I'm not a crew chief. I have no idea what's going on when it comes to making strategy calls. But here's an interesting one. Theoretically, well, here he comes. Pacey Wygen is coming down pit road. So according to Adam Coon, go about 150 laps on fuel, if he is correct. Pacey coming at 130. So maybe that's kind of the target line.
It could be, and I mean, really, if that's the case, with this short of a track, you definitely could save any amount of fuel. Even if we have cautions or if it's just clutching it through the corners, he might be able to. I don't even want to jinx it, but he has the potential to possibly attempt to one-stop it and hope for a late caution, or even pit super late, have the freshest tires on track, and really trap the field here.
So Jose Ruiz was the only other driver that needed to come down pit road. Well, never mind. That is a complete lie to you, because Nathan Lehman also needs to come down pit road. So Ruiz comes down pit road there. Lehman still yet to do so. That's not Lehman. That's Lehman. Nathan Lehman currently P2. Brian Lorenzo is P1. And getting passed by Pacey Wygent. This will put Wygent back up the lead lap. Lorenzo rather, came down pit road 36 laps ago. So he had 36 lap pressure tires, Pacey Wygent.
And I'm not able to really see it, what the gap is from Lorenzo to Lehman or Lorenzo to Holt. But before the pit cycle, Lorenzo was ahead of Holt, and looks like Lorenzo's going to bring it back down here.
And so Lehman is going to assume the race lead.
We talked about you not being a crew chief. I'm not a crew chief either, Josh, but I am very questionable and skeptical of what strategy Brian Lorenzo's going with here.
So right now, Nathan Lehman has the race lead. He still has to come down pit road. But Braden Holt is 2.5 seconds back, and you see him back in the background with a very scary moment just ahead. And Nick Capiak is right there on Braden Holt's bumper as well.
And position behind Capiak is Wygent, who was just on pit road.
Wygent is about 7 seconds back of Nick Capiak. So these two get through the lap traffic, and they have Nathan Lehman right underneath them as Lehman's coming down pit road. So now lead cycles back, and Lehman actually misses pit road. The lead cycles back to being these two, and Nick Capiak looking on the outside to take the race lead. And he does it.
Impressive, the kind of power move that he pulled there to get around on the outside, but you've got to wonder, is he saving any tire by making the move to get the lead right now? Is Holt just in conserve mode and not using his tires after seeing what Wygent was able to do? You never really know what a driver's doing, because once it's out there on track, the driver's the only one that knows what he's doing, and I really just wonder who's saving that tire.
Watching here on the onboard, one thing that I really want to see here is Nick Capiak, struggling there on exit, but Nick Capiak is not wrapping that apron like I would expect that these drivers would be doing. Now again, I'm not out there. I don't know if I have, as I mentioned, any laps on this track, so I don't know if, you know, if there isn't any grip down there. See Braden Holt kind of moving up the track a little bit as well. But, you know, one of the things I would think of running at a short track is you want to run, pretty much paint that yellow line. Braden Holt's gotten back to the inside of Nick Capiak, trying to retake the race lead away. And Capiak did a great job at making sure that didn't happen.
Maybe using that top side to defend right now, but as we've seen later on in the run, it can definitely hurt your tires. When the tires are faded, that top group just loses all advantage that it has.
I'm watching lap times right now between the top three, and Wygen has been the fastest. That time faster by a tenth. That time by, they were all identical. Oh! Jimmy Mensch! You got a little squirrely there in front of your race leader. Mark Martin. Meet Mark Martin. Jimmy Mensch. Struggling a little bit there. So these two, Louise and Blackwell, battling side by side, and Casey Wygen right there saying, come on, get out of my way. So Ruiz is going to clear Blackwell, and now Wygen will do the same.
Wygen appears to be on a mission, but still sticking to the same strategy as before. Just very smooth, not pushing the car, it seems like, very hard. Sticking to his line, which is right, really what you were talking about earlier, wrapping the bottom there, Josh. And seems to be taking care of his tires really well because of it.
Yeah, I think Wygen is doing a great job. You know, he knows that he's in a deficit right now, that he needs to, you know, catch Braden Holt and Nick Capiak. But if he's going to abuse his tires now to try to do that, I mean, he's going to be struggling in the long run. These two continue to battle side-by-side lap cars in front. Justin Quimby, Nathan Lehman. These guys just looking for a way around. Quimby gonna roll high. Lehman clears Quimby. And not the corner that Holt wants to have right there. So that's gonna help Capiak out just a little bit.
Now another lap car thrown into the equation with the 22, Joshua Arnold. He also falls into the lap car situation as Lehman continues to kind of pull away. Lehman is on fresher tires than your leaders right now, so Lehman will continue to roll away from these guys. But now Capiak trying to deal with the 22, Josh Arnold. Braden Holt right there just waiting for a slip up, and oh, he almost got it. Capiak was a little sideways there on the exit of turn 2. Capiak continues to lead. Braden Holt second. Wygen, you can almost see him in the picture coming off of 2 as they enter 3. So Wygen can now see the leaders in front of him.
He still just needs to be patient.
It's also worth talking about Wygen, one of the few drivers that hit it as late as he did, and it's not exactly set up for a one-stop, but these guys are going to have to pit much sooner than him. I predict that these guys will pit somewhere around lap 2, somewhere between lap 220 and 250. And yes, I know that's a big window, but that's about where they're going to have to be. Wygant probably not going to have to pit till around 260 to 270.
So I feel it's fitting. I've already made a couple of random quotes from, you know, past things. One of them being from a movie, Days of Thunder. And we're talking about the pace of Pacey. And it just kind of made me think about another quote from that movie. It says something along the lines of, you know, you're going too fast, gonna, you know, burn up your tires. And Cole says, it's not that I'm going faster, it's that everybody else is going slower. And you know, it's just a matter of taking care of the tires. I think, you know, you're seeing the difference here. Pacey is just, he's not going all out. He's not going as fast as he possibly can. Spraying hole underneath Nick Capiak. And this also helps. More and more of these guys continue to race side by side, more that's going to slow them down and bring Pacey back into the picture. So, we're going to go on a quick side-by-side. We'll come back. But don't go anywhere. You're not going to miss a thing.
It's going to be a drag race. Whoa! They touch! Craven got him! Craven got him! It's over. Cinderella Rain is going to win the Daytona 500. To the line. Dark crash. Here they come.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from JCTV. Here at JCTV, we currently broadcast 3 series. On Tuesdays, you'll catch the Slide Job Racing League featuring drivers such as Dalton Kilroe, Dane Cruz, and Jonathan Parker.
And real quick, we are 3 wide for the race lead. Hawkins, Wygant, Capiak, they went 4 wide for a moment with a lap car.
On Fridays, you'll see the NAOR Series featuring Nick Capiak, Chris Wright, and Josh Arnold. As that happens, here comes the 5 through the middle right now. He's going to force the issue and take it
4
3
wide! 4 wide!
God!
What a move by Justin Durand to go to the race lead!
On Saturdays, you can find the In the Pit News Truck Series featuring Justin Durand, Zach Probst, and Ethan Fonseca Moreno. To book JCTV for your own league, please visit us at jctvracing.com and contact us for your booking. Remember, race fans, you can always watch racing live or anytime over at JCTV's YouTube channel. Yeah, exactly, right there with you, Josh. Where did the 6 car come from? He was just back there battling for, I believe it was probably 7th or 8th position, and now he's up here battling for the lead. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Oh man, this is tight. It's going to be Afyak, who has an advantage over Meredith and Parker. We have a battle for the race lead between three drivers. Pacey Wygen has caught up to these guys. Jose Ruiz still in between Wygen and P2, Braden Holt. But things have gotten interesting.
Certainly have gotten interesting. I see Nick Hapiak just a couple laps ago sideways really bad off the corner. And that just kind of bunched this group up even more. As you mentioned, Pacey Wygen's there, but doing what we've talked about him doing already, sticking to his line, not really pushing an issue right now. Jose Ruiz staying right there in the middle of this battle. I mean, really Pacey could force the issue here and make Jose get out of the way, but clearly Pacey's not in a hurry to get anywhere right now. With it only being lap 184 of 300, I mean, you're not going to win the race right now. You can only gain track position, which is what I think Pacey Wygen's just trying to look for.
And Wygen is going to get around Jose Ruiz there. And so now the top three are almost nose to tail. And oh, by the way, Jose Ruiz is P4, but he is a lap down. And side by side, Nick Hapiak. To the outside of Braden Holt, who made a move to the inside, and I apologize that just kind of went quiet there. I saw a slow car on the bottom. That was Justin Quimby. Stayed towards the bottom. Not sure what happened to him, but we stay green. No incident. Pacey Wygen looking not quite able to make a move, but he was looking underneath Braden Holt for P2. Braden Holt's going to go up high. Pacey Wygen rolling the bottom line. Wygen's going to get by. Ruiz, lap car, looking underneath. Not able to do anything, though. Meanwhile, Noah Blackwell goes 2 laps down. Pacey Wygen now has to get around Blackwell. And that's going to be easy as Blackwell just holds bottom. Goes slow for these guys. And we have trouble on the front stretch. It is Justin Quimby. Stopped. Gonna reverse. Leaders are coming. Justin Quimby rolling. Once again, I just want to remind those watching, this is admin throwing cautions only, not sim cautions. So when an admin feels that caution is necessary, then we'll throw a caution. Quimby stayed out of the way there. Was a little nervous with him backing out onto the front stretch, but he did that all right. A little bit of a struggle getting into pit road, though, but got it for the race lead. Pietzsch Wyatt right there with Nick Capiak.
Wygen actually moving his line around a little bit, looks like. Rolled a little high there and then brought it back down. Now he's going to get back to the line that he had been running on the bottom. That was almost reminiscent of what we seen Brian Lorenzo trying to do earlier when he was trying to get around Braden Holt for the lead. Seeing the driver in P2 kind of move their line around.
So we are almost 2/3 of the way through this race. 103 to go. This is, I think, still a 3-horse battle. Braden Holt has definitely fallen off, but you know, you get a caution thrown in here somewhere, and I think Braden Holt right back in this. Down, 100 laps to go here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Case Wygen still hounding Nick Capiak. Wygen is just being very patient.
Even more kind of impressive, Jose Ruiz being a lap down. He's keeping up with these guys.
Yeah, Ruiz on a very similar strategy. These guys are on just lost the pace a little bit. Excuse me. And that's why he is a lap down. Ruiz has been looking to get his lap back for quite some time. Just Ruiz has been being super easy and not wanting to force any issues. Wygen got right up to the back bumper of Nick Capiak there.
Laps continue to tick away, and you see that gap for Braden Holt just getting bigger and bigger. Really looks like the 54 might have burned up his tires, and he is just falling back from these two. Capiak, we've seen him roll the top quite a bit here, but surprisingly not showing much for wear as he's holding off somebody who, as we mentioned earlier, I believe you said it, Josh, pitted 36 laps later than Braden Holt and Nick Capiak.
I think Pacey Wygen trying something there. He got all the way down onto the apron. Coming off turn 4. So right now, when we were coming back under green from our the last time we had a caution, I said that I wanted to mention something, but I was going to hold off and wait. I'm going to go ahead and mention it now. So, oh, Pacey Wygent sliding. It's definitely not what I was going to mention, but Wygent saves it. Loses time to Nick Capiak, though. So right now, Wygent needs to regroup, cool the tires down. He probably made them angry there, and a little bit hot. Cool them down, settle in, and go back to trying to hunt down Nick Capiak. But as I was saying originally, so I've been talking a lot about just different things with cancer, and I know several weeks ago we did a charity race. SJRL did a charity race and we broadcasted. Of course, Pacey Wygent representing Sophia, the Fears, who passed away. A lot of different things. Pacey Wygent actually going to come down pit road right here for his final stop of the day. What we assume would be, but on Sunday is actually the anniversary of my brother going into remission from when he was diagnosed with cancer. He was 4 years old when he was diagnosed, and he is 28 years old now. So he's been in remission a long time. And then actually the other day, one of his friends found out he has stomach cancer. So I just want to, publicly say happy anniversary to my brother. Coming up soon. That's awesome. And then for his friend Trey, thinking about you, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of people praying for you. So Nick Capiak under pit road and has got off. Pacey Wygent right there with Nick Capiak. So the undercut from Pacey Wygent is put up right there. Braden Holt, he is leading this race right now, but side-by-side battle from Pacey Wygent, Nick Capiak. Capiak running a really high line right now. Pacey Wygent putting a nose underneath Capiak. I think Wygent is not really worried about saving as much tire right now as he was earlier.
Pacey Wygent seeing an opportunity to make the move that could possibly get him the win, so he's going to take advantage of it now. Capiak able to hold off. Nick Capiak, a driver that Josh will never pick and that I haven't picked in a while, but a driver we know knows how to get it done here in this league with the Di9 NAOR Series. Don't believe he leads the iRacing wins. He very well might, but in terms of overall wins, going back to this league when they were even on console, Nick Capiak is your overall leader for wins in this league. So we know Capiak knows how to get it done. Wygent we've seen get it done on short tracks.
Oh, caution is out! Justin Quimby.
And that almost collected the two that we were just talking about.
This changes everything.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. Braden Holt, gonna say something, but I'm gonna hold it back so I don't incriminate the driver of this 54. That's from a broadcaster standpoint, and mind you, I'm just a broadcaster. To me, as a driver, broadcaster, and all of the above, that is not a good look for the 54. You can kind of put it both ways, but at the same time, circumstantial stuff plays into it, and that is as controversial as they come. I would say what I want to say, but I think Josh would fire me. So I'm just going to hold my comment.
I am absolutely at a loss for words right now. There was only 2 drivers on the lead lap. Nick Capiak and Pacey Wygen were not among those drivers. Nick Capiak was ahead of Pacey Wygen, so Capiak will be the lucky dog and gets to pit. Whereas Pacey Wygen wants to be on the lead lap. He has to stay out. And I think Wygen is going to stay out here, and quite honestly, I don't blame him. Because he would be a trapped down, once again, English is hard, trapped a lap down if he did come down pit road. So lights on the pace car are off. The wave around cars are going to be waved around pace car. So here we go. Jose Ruiz has the race lead. He chooses the outside. Braden Holt takes the inside.
So it looks like Jose Ruiz is going to be the only car lining up top. Braden Holt, Josh Arnold, green flag back out. Braden Holt spins the tires. Jose Ruiz going to jump out to the lead right now. Josh Arnold putting pressure on the 54. Here comes Happyack on his fresh set of tires. Looks like he's going to roll the outside here.
And Pacey Wygen right there with him.
Pacey Wygen is right there. Keep in mind, Pacey Wygen and Nick Happyack, neither of them had really what you could say old tires yet. I'd say Happyack going down for a set there doesn't hurt him, but Wygen, his tires are probably right at their peak of being the best that they'll run on, whereas these guys that just got tires, they're warming them up still, and they're going to need to wait a lap or two for the speed to really be there. We can see right now Happyack really pulling away from that golden number that golden 00 car. Really putting the pressure on the 54.
And that is the difference in the tires. Pacey Wygen not able to pit there. And Wygen slides Happyack right on the back bumper of Braden Holt. What Pacey Wygen needs is for these guys to really go hard right now and burn up their tires. Pacey needs to be patient with his. Or caution coming out.
Another caution coming out is no brainer for Wygant. He comes down, but it puts the ball kind of in the hands of Holt and Happyack as well on whether or not they pit. But important to note right now, Jose Ruiz being shown as the leader, and he's not laying down for these guys at all. He's really holding strong up there.
Yeah, and we saw while he was a lap down that he was keeping pace with these guys. Running right with them, and actually was a little bit faster than them, just couldn't get around Braden Holt, Nick Happyack, Casey Wygant to get his lap back. So Ruiz, I mean, he's leading this race. He's very well has a shot at this race win too.
Holt's going to look to the inside here and try to get the lead from Ruiz. But I was going to mention there, Josh, he got his lap back once Happyack and Wygant pit because he was already ahead of the 54. We had documented about him keeping up with those guys. Well, he was keeping up with those guys when it was just Wygant and Happyack out front when Holt was falling off. So that's how Jose Ruiz was able to really kind of fall into a fortune of luck here and keep his lap and restart on the outside of the front row.
Braden Holt, Nick Happyack, they both gotten around. Jose Ruiz now. Nick Happyack is not letting Braden Holt get away. There are 60 laps to go, coming to 59 at the line, this time by Happyack's looking. Happyack is there. Braden Holt just gets the better launch off the corner, rolling that higher line. Now Happyack running up higher.
And again, Ruiz got passed by these guys fairly easily, but just not falling back. As these guys continue to battle, Ruiz just kind of taking it easy, letting them go by and go at it. And yet again, I gotta say, he fell into a spring of luck once. He could definitely fall into a spring of luck again.
Yeah, I noticed that it seemed like he wasn't pushing as hard as Holt and Happyack are. And I think that's why Ruiz, fell down to third. Right now, though he's not pushing as hard, I don't think, he's still right there in a great position. These guys really burn up their tires. Happyack struggling a little bit, just trying to get around Braden Holt. This is actually bringing Ruiz right back there into the picture. Happyack just still hounding Holt. The thing for Braden Holt, though, he has to be he has to do everything perfect here. Nick Hapiak is definitely keeping Brayton Hole honest. So when you're focusing on, trying to maintain the lead, right now, Nick Hapiak gets sideways there.
Big time sideways, holds on to it, but man, the time lost to that 54. That's going to hurt him a little bit. Jose Ruiz and Pacey Wygant running the exact same line right now. Both of them just taking care of their tires, but I noticed Jose coming down into, I believe that's 1 and 2, runs just a lane off of the bottom. He'll get down to the bottom in 3 and 4, but runs a lane up normally through 1 and 2.
Hapiak was able to get right back to Brayton Hole. Just cannot make the move.
I mean, we talk about him not being able to make the move, but really right now it's just about not letting him get away. Still got what appears to be 45 laps, if I'm reading that right, or left in the race. But
this time.
Yeah, 45 laps this time by. And, I mean, you don't need to make the move yet. No need to be desperate and try to force a bad move, but you need to be right there so that way when the time comes to make a move, you can make it, or you can at least attempt. So right now I think Hapiak, we've seen him slide a couple times, but that's him testing what moves he can use for the end of the race to try and get to this 54 and get around him. Right now just building his notebook. What can I do differently than this guy in front of me? What can I use to my advantage? What kind of move can I make to try and get around him, if it's for a race win or even if it's just another position?
So yeah, it's stayed even just about between these two for the time being. Hapiak really struggling off of turn 4. Oh, Pacey Wygant with a moment back there off of 2.
Big time slide for that 0-0. For Pacey Wygant to get back in this race, I mean, you feel the heartbreak for him. He and Hapiak, I feel like, had the strategy to win the race for either one of them. And really, it all gets wiped out because of one caution. One late race caution. And now, looking like he's going to have to settle for a 4th place finish. Hapiak looks like he's drawn back a little bit. Maybe trying to cool the tires off here late, conserve them a little bit. not keep putting all that pressure on the 54. Maybe from putting all that pressure on the 54, burned his stuff up. Because now you see Ruiz getting to the back bumper of that 6 car. Adela is for second. 54, Braden Holt continues to lead. Not too sure where the timing's at. If 14 and Nathan Lehman's on the lead lap, but if he is going to get to the back bumper of the 00 of Wygen as well. And that could be for position.
Just slide there. Out of Braden Holt, but excuse me. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I've just been having a coughing attack. But no, to answer that, only the top 4 are on the lead lap. So if a caution were to come out, Nathan Lehman would be the free pass, assuming he's not involved in the caution. And Nathan Lehman actually has gotten around facing Wygen. Wygen has, right now, fallen down. Well, I was going to say fallen down a couple of spots. Jimmy mentioned Nathan Lehman are not on lead lap, as mentioned, so he's not lost any position since falling back to 4th place, but has been passed by more vehicles. Battle for P2. Jose Ruiz looking underneath. Nick Capiak. Hapiak runs wide. That's going to allow Ruiz to clear Hapiak. And now we'll see. That allowed Braden Holt to pull away a little bit with them side by side. But we'll see if Ruiz is able to reel in Braden Holt. Right now the gap is about a second between Braden Holt and Jose Ruiz.
Now that Ruiz is clear, it looks like he's kind of hit the switch here. Looks like he's really pushing, trying to get whatever he has left in those tires out of the car. With about 27, make it 26 laps to go this time by. I'd say it's not a bad time to go ahead and try to push the car a little harder than he did before.
Braden Holt getting around lap car. 22. Josh Arnold could go 3 laps down. Arnold had some issues. Right now, your fastest car, last couple of laps, has been at 23, Jose Ruiz.
Like I said, Josh, it just looks like he's flipped on a switch. Like I said, he was just kind of hanging out up front. Like we've seen him jump out to the lead on the restart, and then he let both Hapiak and Holt by very easy with no struggle. I think he was just playing it smart and saving his tires. And me personally, I have yet to see this 23 in victory lane, and I've been a huge fan of how close he's been so many times and been. He reminds me so much of another driver that we have in multiple leagues here on JCTV. Ethan Fonseca Moreno took a while to get his first win in a league, and I think the same bodes for Jose Ruiz. Something just feels different right now with the way this 23 is driving that car. Feels like he's got the desire and he's got the will to get there, and he's there.
looking at these stats. I don't see Jose Ruiz. Excuse me, Jose Ruiz's name on the winners list. Yeah, I'm not seeing his name at all.
He's still here with the 54, but you gotta wonder, he chased down the 54 of Braden Holt. Does Braden Holt have what it takes to hold him off? Does Ruiz have what it takes to get by? We are within 20 to go. Who gets this win here tonight? I can't change my pick from the beginning of the race, but I can tell you who my pick would be on right now between these two, and it's that 23. He's hungry for a win.
Yeah, I agree with you. Braden Holt, former winner in the Di9 Designs NAOR Series, is one win on iRacing. In this series.
$14 laps to go. You've seen that time by Jose peeking to the inside, trying to force Braden Holt up the track a little bit. They both give each other ample amounts of room. That bottom just not as good right now.
13
really,
laps. 13 laps to go for these guys. Go ahead.
Really just needs a mistake. And oh, it looks like both of them, it might have grabbed a little bit of wall there on the back straightaway. Weird spot to get into the wall. Kind of just looked like Braden Holt got washed out too high, and maybe Jose was just staring out his windshield and following the 54. And they both might have grabbed it just a little bit there.
That is so easy to do when you're trying to do everything you can to catch the guy in front, trying to match what he does. And sometimes if he gets on the gas too early, you do too, and you find yourself both in the wall. 10 laps to go. Braden Holt, one win on iRacing. 11 wins overall in the Di9 Designs NAOR Series. Jose Ruiz looking for his first.
Lap traffic might play a factor here. Josh Arnold moves out of the way, but they've got what appears to be the three of Justin Quimby just up ahead. And now you see Ruiz getting back to that back bumper yet again. See if maybe lap traffic plays a factor in deciding this race. Now we'll have 8 laps to go.
The good news for these guys is once they get past Quimby, it's a clear track. Seven to go. Ruiz still pounding Braden Holt. Ruiz trying anything he can, finding any line. Gotta wonder if he has an opportunity for a bump and run, if he's going to take it. Off turn 4, 5 laps to go here. The Nashville Fairgrounds.
We are Josh, I hate to say it, we're within bump and run category at this point.
Maybe gonna run the wall, and that's actually gonna hurt the exit of both drivers. So clean track ahead. Three to go.
Three laps to go. The 23 all over the back bumper of the 54 right now. Telling you, this 23 is hungry for this first win. You see him taking a peek right here. He's going to try and get to the inside of the 54. What does Braden Holt do? Braden Holt continues to lead right now. He's clear, and he's leading. 2 laps to go. Oh, a little slip for the 23, and that could be what costs him the race.
The white flag is waving one more time here at Nashville. Ruiz running a higher line through 1 and 2. He's got one shot. He's going to slide it. Spinning out, going to hit the wall. But it's going to be Braden Holt taking the checkered flag. And Jose Ruiz going to hang on to finish second. Nick Kapiak third. And Facey Wygant will finish in fourth. And just to continue on down the results, 2 laps down, Nathan Lehman in 5th, Jimmy Mensch in 6th, Noah Blackwell 7th, Justin Quimby in 8th, Josh Arnold 9th, Michael Morgan in 10th, Kyle Tubb in 11th, Ryan Lorenzo finishing in 12th, Cole Snyder 13th, Zachary Meredith 14th, Jonathan Parker, our pole sitter, finished in 15th. Andrew Chapman, Donald Kite, they didn't get to start tonight. Or it's not that they didn't get to start tonight, they just didn't start tonight. So your race winner, Jose Ruiz, and we don't have to go far to find him. Yes, that is not going to work. All right. But you know what, Canfield? Why don't you go ahead and talk to our race winner, which I said was Jose Ruiz, but it's definitely not. It is Braden Holt.
Hello, Braden Holt. Well, what a race.
I just want to say,
there.
I've had a long day. I played golf for the first time today. I don't know what's going on. It's live TV.
Don't worry, I had a workout before this race, so I'm also feeling it.
Well, let's talk about it. I mean, you guys went green for a long, long time there. And, you know, I can say I'm going to be skeptical of it. I'm sure there's other people skeptical of it. You get the race lead from Nick Kapiak and, at the time, Pacey Wygant, who were battling just ahead of you. End up, I think, maybe a lap ahead of them with the pit cycle, and then contact with you in the 3-car, bring out a late race caution, and from there, I mean, kind of say you had it on cruise control until Jose caught up to you, and then what was it like just the entire race with, you know, how green it went, and then that caution that you had happen, and then battling with Jose there at the end?
That was a fun race. Just like from beginning to end, it was like you don't know, like different strategies, like, and then like just being able to do different types of things. It was so fun. But that caution, that was just like he got loose in front of me, and then there's nowhere to go, pretty much. But Man, I thought Jose was going to take me out in that final corner. I was like, no. My heart dropped.
It was certainly a good performance for you. I don't have the schedule in front of me right now. I'm not even sure where we're going next week. But as far as the next week and the rest of the season, where are your goals set, and what can we look forward coming out of that 54 for the rest of the season?
Oh, man. My first goal was to get an oval win, because I haven't got an oval win since, like, NASCAR Heat 2 in this league. So, because I'm known as the road course guy, so getting a win, probably trying to get another one, just trying to click out as many wins as possible at this point now.
All right, and last thing before we let you go, first of all, congrats on the win, and second of all, who gets it done for you in that 54 camp, teammates, sponsors, other shout-outs you got to give?
I got to get a shout-out to Jose, because he raced this clean. Like, whenever he was a lap down, he was keeping it clean. Nick, Pacey, pretty much all this group. It's so fun to race with. And then J. Paul for running this thing and make sure it goes on every week.
All right. Well, congrats again, Braden, on the win. It's a good race from you tonight, and all these guys out here. We look forward to many more from you guys this season. And, yeah, congratulations. Go celebrate that win.
Thank you.
And that was your race winner, Braden Holt. Here from Nashville Fairgrounds. So, next week, we return to a 1.5-mile track. And I think I know somebody who's a little bit excited about that. And that would be Jonathan Parker. But it's going to be Texas Motor Speedway. And I know another driver that is excited for that one as well. Did not show up tonight, but he's had quite a rough season so far. Hunter Pietzsch. Not only is he looking forward to Texas, it's also his home track. So I'm sure he is definitely ready for that one. So that was a very long race, but these guys did a great job. Only 3 cautions all night. John, what are your thoughts?
I mean, just like I said, a crazy race overall as far as like how much green flag racing we did. I really am gonna go on air and say I hear what Braden Holt said. I could see where maybe Quimby got loose in front of him. But I'm going to say I'm skeptical of that late race caution. I definitely see where that probably gave Braden Holt a chance at the win. And it's just unfortunate that he was involved in it. And that's probably going to be what other drivers look at when it comes to this race. But at the same time, you can't get past what we've seen. We see Pacey Wygant on his own go 130 laps on a tank of gas and the original set of tires. So it was amazing to watch, and hopefully we get some more races like this the rest of the season. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and while I got the time, go on record here and say a couple weeks ago in the Pietzsch Truck Series, I raced it because I thought I was going to be going out on a deployment. But that news has changed. I will let everyone here at JCTV Nation know. As of right now, I am not going anywhere, and I'll be right here doing what I do every week with Josh Coppernoll, Adam Coon, Dawson Allen, even Jonathan Parker, and all the rest of the guys that help us get done here at JCTV. And once again, always appreciative for the opportunity and the flexibility that you guys provide.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because I've kind of forgot to mention about it. You know, we're glad you're here for sure. But yeah, you know, I think that is going to do it for us here at Nashville Fairgrounds. Next week, like I said, we go to Texas Motor Speedway for the Di9 Designs NAOR Series. But tomorrow night, you can catch the Blazer Sim Racing in the Pietzsch Truck Series from Rockingham. And it's going to be a tough one. I'm not so sure I'm looking forward to that one as a driver. But I think overall, broadcast quality, you're going to see a great show. Because it's another one that is worn out surface, very tough track. So, yeah, I'll say as a driver, I'm not really looking forward to it. But as a fan of racing, I think it is going to be a great race. And I think it'll be fun to watch back. So definitely tune into that one tomorrow night. That is going to start at 7:45 Eastern Time for the broadcast, 8 o'clock Eastern Time for qualifying. And watch out for that number 42 blank sponsored paint scheme. I say blank because it's a surprise. That wraps it up from us here tonight. As always, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Everybody behind the scenes that make this happen. Josh Arnold and all the guys behind, or that race for the NAOR Series. Di9 Designs NAOR Series, rather. Jonathan Canfield, thank you for doing an amazing job commentating, as always. And I'm Josh Coppernoll, signing off, saying so long, and we'll see you next time.